Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks podcast news pack for the Thursday, February 3rd. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, youtube.com Shifts and Pucks, facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, twitch.com Shifts and Pucks, or subscribe to wherever you get your audio. No NHL games today, as we are in the All-Star break. Of course, we have the skills competition tomorrow, and then we have the All-Star game this weekend. But we do have news to get to, and of course, a reminder that you can enter our Pig and Duke contest on Friday on the for our scheduled game between the Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames, April 23rd at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Hang out with Chris, Devin, and Sean. You get an opportunity to win tickets to the game, limo to the game, as well as hanging out at the Pig and Dukes. You can enter by retweeting our pod clips or messaging us at Shifts and Pucks on Twitter. The word of the week, and the word of the week is in our Monday and Wednesdays pack podcast. We'll start with the women's hockey Olympic tournament, as we had the Canadians beating the Swiss 12-1. That game was technically last night, but it was the Canadians scored 3 goals in the first, 2 by Sarah Fillier and 1 by Natalie Spooner, 5 goals in the second, as there was Rebecca Johnston and had 1, Natalie Spooner had 1, Blair Turnbull had 1, Laura Stacey had 2, and then 4 goals in the third, as they scored a power. Blair Turnbull scored, Ashton Bell, Claire Thompson also scored, and Aaron Ambrose closed out the scoring with a couple seconds to go. Lara Stalder scored for the Swiss. The Canadians outshot the Swiss 70-15. Natalie Spooner led the way in terms of points: 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Claire Thompson had a goal and 4 assists for 5 points. And Blair Turnbull, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points to lead the way for the Canadians. They're in action again tomorrow against Finland at the same time as yesterday, 8:10 Pacific, 9:10 Mountain, 11:10 Eastern Time. To just go through the scores for the tournament, you had the Czech Republic beating China 3-1. Japan beat Sweden 3-1. U.S. beat Finland 5-2. Tonight, a couple of games: China and Denmark. Switzerland takes on the Russian Olympic Committee. The men's tournament starts on the 9th. To WHL news, we'll start with congratulations to Saskatoon Blades radio announcer Les Lazaruk. He called his 2000th game yesterday against for the Saskatoon Blades against the Regina Pats. Um, he of course has been a long-time radio voice for the Blades. He's 62 years old, and he's been calling those games since 2017 with the Blades. He's yeah. So we want to congratulate him for that. His first WHL game was back in September 1994. The Blades took on the Pats, and sorry, let me clarify something here. That was so he's not been calling games since 2017. I misread that. Sorry. With the Blades, he's been calling. Of course, his first game was back in September 1994, but he's been around and calling 2000 games for the Blades and the WHL. So congratulations for that. And he will be honored tomorrow night when Lazaruk and the Blades and Lazaruk calling the game host the Edmonton Oil Kings. And so congratulations to him for that. In terms of games in the WHL, there will be games tomorrow to talk about, and which include you have of course, as mentioned, by the Medicine Hat Tigers taking on the Brandon Wheat Kings. We have Red Deer taking on the Prince Albert Raiders. Of course, Edmonton, Saskatoon, as mentioned. We've got the Moose Jaw Warriors, Swift Current Broncos, Regina Pats taking on the Lethbridge Hurricanes, Victoria Royals taking on the Everett Silvertips, Prince George Cougars taking on the Seattle Thunderbirds, Kelowna Rockets taking on the Spokane Chiefs, Portland Winterhawks and Tri-City Americans, and finally Kamloops taking on Vancouver. So those are some of that's the WHL schedule for tomorrow, which we'll delve on again tomorrow in the news pack as well. And of course, tonight there'll be the Blazers Giants game will be on TSN, by the way, on Friday as well. And one moment here. As we look at the CHL rankings, we've got the game coming up here, as mentioned, Blazers Giants as well, and in terms of the rankings in the CHL, which we usually they come out Wednesday, but we have of course our Flames podcasts on Wednesday. Winnipeg Ice continue to be number 1. Edmonton Oil Kings continue to be number 2. Everett Silvertips number 3. Charlottetown Islanders number 4. The Portland Winterhawks number 5. Mississauga Steelheads number 6. Quebec Remparts number 7. Kamloops Blazers have flown back into the top 10. They were in they're number 8. Kingston Frontenac number 9. Sherbrooke Phoenix number 10. The honorable mention include the Kelowna Rockets, Hamilton Bulldogs, and Sioux Greyhounds. Of course, with in terms of the All-Star news and some of the news going on today there in terms of the All-Star game, we have, of course, Alex Ovechkin that will be out. Tom Wilson will be replacing him. Of course, Ovechkin missed last night's game against the Oilers due to COVID protocol, so he will not be there. The Anaheim Ducks have named their general manager. It is Pat Verbeek. Of course, he replaces Jeff Solomon, who took over after Bob Murray was resigned for his professional conduct. So Verbeek, of course, was an assistant general manager for the Red Wings since May of 2019. He was named a GM of the Grand Rapids, the American Hockey affiliate, on August 19th. And he was also an assistant general manager and director of player personnel for the Tampa Bay Lightning and director of professional scouting 2010 to 2012, director of player personnel for the Lightning 2012 to 2019, pro scout for the Red Wings 2006 to 2010. Of course, included their Stanley Cup win in 2008. Has worked with Steve Yzerman in both Detroit and Tampa Bay. 1,062 points, 522 goals, 540 assists, and 1,424 games with the New Jersey Devils, Hartford Whalers, New York Rangers, Dallas Stars, and Detroit Red Wings. A third-round pick in the 1982 NHL draft. And of course, we also, in terms of the in other news, the Maple Leafs affiliate have a new coach. Her name is Danielle Goyette. She will be the first woman to be an assistant when she joins the Newfoundland against Reading on Thursday. Eric Wellwood is unavailable to coach. He entered COVID protocol. So Danielle Goyette will be stepping behind the bench. She's in her first season as director of player development for the Maple Leafs. She'll work with the staff that includes Nathan McIver, Ryan Stacey, and Marique Menda. She was hired by the Maple Leafs on May 17th after coaching. Of course, she coached the women's hockey team at the University of Calgary for 13 seasons. She guided the Dinos to the CIS championship in 2011-2012. Of course, she won a gold medal with the 2002 Salt Lake Olympics and 2006 Turin Olympics, and 8 titles with the IIHF Women's World Championship. So congratulations to her as well. Of course, The other, to move on to Chicago, um, after the, we'll get to what happened yesterday. I wanted to save that for last. But according to Rick Westhead, a former Miami of Ohio University student alleged she was raped by Brad. So I must warn you, there is a trigger warnings the next little bit of this. So we are discussing the topic of sexual assault. If it's uncomfortable for you, I understand. But Miami of Ohio University student has alleged that he was raped by Brad Aldrich. Of course, the video coach, the former video coach with the Chicago Blackhawks, and of course, um, the student has alleged that the Aldrich has groomed him using his Stanley Cup ring, Olympic silver medal, and other hockey memorabilia. The former student is now in his 30s and working in the hockey industry and has asked for anonymity. And from this point, TSN is referring to him as John Doe 3. He is among 3 potential playoffs who are weighing lawsuits against the Blackhawks. All 3 are represented by Christopher Cortese, a lawyer with the Chicago law firm Hurley, McKenna, and Wiirtz. And of course, the interview that caught everybody off guard here was Rocky Wirtz last night in an interview with Mark in a town hall. He basically told everyone that they were not going to talk about Kyle Beach. Mark Lazaruk asked a question, and then another reporter following him, Pat Thompson, asked a question after to Rocky Wirtz in regards to what the team is doing to go forward. And we'll just pull up the transcript here. Just give me a moment. The easiest way to do this is just read the transcript. I'm not going to just due to copyrights, I won't play it. But the transcript is, my question is for Danny. I know we were looking forward here, but I think we have to look back. Also, I think how much of what happened to Kyle Beach stemmed from the power imbalance between a coach and a player, and the powerless of a player in that situation. So what are the Blackhawks doing? What have the Blackhawks done? And what will the Blackhawks do to empower a player in a similar situation to make sure that doesn't happen again? Rocky steps in. I'm going to answer the question, not Danny. I think the report speaks for itself. The people that were involved are no longer here. We're not looking back at 2010. We're looking forward, and we're not going to talk about 2010. Lazarus, I'm not talking about 2010. Rocky Wirtz, I know I'm not either. We're not going to talk about what happened. We're moving forward. That is my answer. Now, what's your next question? Danny Wiirtz. I can pick up to what we're doing today, and I think Rocky Wirtz, that's none of your business. That's none of your business. What we're going to do today is our business. I don't think it's any of your business. Lazarus asks, how is it not my business? Rocky Wirtz, because I don't think it's any of your business. You don't work for the company. If somebody in the company asks that question, we'll answer it. And I think you should get on to the next subject. We're not going to talk about Kyle Beach. We're not going to talk about anything that happened now. Now we're moving on. What more do I have to say? You want to keep asking the same question? Ask the next question. Lazarus says you said enough right here. He reported Lazarus, Rocky Wirtz did release a statement last night saying, tonight at the Chicago Blackhawks town hall, my response to 2 questions crossed the line. I want to apologize to the fans and those reporters, and I regret that my response overshadowed the great work that the organization is doing to move forward. We have the right leaders and the right processes in place to create a safe environment for our employers and players. Lazarus has also said that he got as well as Pat Thompson have said that they got a personal apology from Rocky Wirtz, but that still doesn't defend or excuse anything that Rocky Wirtz has done. And I know that this is supposed to be a news pack, but this is what Rocky Wirtz did was completely unacceptable. He acted like he was the boss of the room. He acted like the billionaire that is in charge of everybody's life. This is a town hall that was put together for people to have questions asked, and you had to know, people, that Rocky Wirtz needed to know. Everyone needed to know that someone was going to ask the question Mark Lazarus asked, who admitted that this was a softball question. He admitted that he wasn't expecting much of an answer here, but he asked the question anyway. And there are many different ways to answer that question. The way Rocky Wirtz answered that question, I think, told everybody where the Chicago Blackhawks are at as an organization and what they're doing moving forward. It is a black stain on the Blackhawks. It is a black stain on the National Hockey League. And it's been a very dark, heavy first half of the season overall. And it showed complete disrespect to Kyle Beach. It showed complete disrespect to anyone that has been a victim of sexual assault. And it's just disgusting on Rocky Wirtz's part. There's no other way to say it. There's, no other way to put it. It was a very black day, and the apology given by Rocky Wirtz isn't enough. And we need to hold the Blackhawks accountable for that. So that is basically it. You can comment on that. We'll be back, of course, for a regular podcast Monday. Where we talk Canucks. Chris, Tyler, Sean, and I talk Canucks. We also will have our news pack tomorrow as we prepare for All-Star Weekend in Vegas. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter, Sean Beardy Canucks03, Tyler TNOBLE, Devin Gordhow09, Chris Schneidz SCHNEIDZ. I am KEVOLE. Shifts and Pucks on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks everyone for listening and watching. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.